Oh, yeah. Yeah, come on up. Come on. There you go. Let's get where I can see you. There it is. There it is. There we go. There we go. Come on up to the front, brothers. Come on. We got empty seats. We're doing it up here. We're about to do some good stuff. You won't want to miss it. I promise you. All right. All right. So I want to bring somebody to the stage I got a lot of respect for her. She's been in this business even longer than I can imagine. And you may have heard of her before. Karama Horn, the Blurred Girl, right? Got the fans in here. This is actually her first time at BlerDCon. And she was actually one of the first people I met out on the road promoting BlerDCon. I went up to New York and ran into her. She was so nice. Has a big smile. Kind of let me know that the community was there and we were ready to make some things happen. It's people you meet that let you know along the way that you're heading in the right direction. I think that she is that for a lot of people. And so I want to bring her onto the stage right. Is she ready? They're getting themselves together here. How y'all doing, sisters? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Give a big shout out to my man, Teklit. He is our account manager. He is a big part of what makes things happen around here for BlerDCon. Give him a round of applause. He told me he was going to be here, but that's a busy man. You might not see him. He's our personal genie. He makes stuff happen. There we go, there we go. So how many of you guys collectors of black comics? Just really, really focusing in and really doing a collection of some of these amazing labels and things like that. Every now and then, a black comic gets an opportunity. Gets an opportunity to tell a story on a larger level. That can be on the live action screen, that could be in the animation small screen, but it's always, always an opportunity for us to support and for us to hear voices that speak to us and from us. It's also about seeing an opportunity to support the representation of us in these places that don't always have that. And when there's a time like this where representation is at a premium, it's really encouraging to see where there are properties like this and creators like this that are getting an opportunity to come up and just really, really, really come out there and put their voices forward and represent the black nerd community. And this brother has been with us actually at cons, running his comic books and his novels and his writing for years. So it's really, really cool to see this as sort of like a homecoming, right? You see somebody do good and they come back, yeah, that's what we got here. And that's the kind of stuff that we try to do year round and make sure that we have the growth. When you meet somebody who's just starting something up and then they go and they hit big, but then they come back and support, that's what it's all about. That's what makes it all worthwhile. So, Oh, here you come, here you come. We're gonna bring a laptop plug in. Do we need to do that? Where's Evan? Oh, okay, cool. Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. What's going on, man? How you doing? Did you bring your horn? Are you gonna play for us, sir? I've been asking you to come play your horn for 9 years for BlerDCon. You be telling me all the reasons you can't. This brother right here know how to play some music. I can't never catch him with his horn. You still got the band, right? Free beer on me. Bring the band, bro. I love that stuff. Bring it on through. Okay, we're going to make it work, though. We're going to make it happen one day. This brother got a PhD and builds rockets and is an astronautical engineer times 5 and still plays a mean too. But see, that's what I'm talking about right there. We do everything. We're going to get a laptop set up here and get things running to kind of cue everything up. And then I'm going to bring my folks on in just a second. You guys need audio from the laptop as well? Karama. I'm going to say yes, I would imagine. Y'all can't see this, but it looked like he hooking up a bomb back here. So y'all see me run, y'all follow me, all right? He cool, but you know, whole lot of lights. I used to think I knew something about sound and light until I met these brothers here. You know, you're one of the ones that go home and everybody wants you to, reconnect their VCR. There you go. And that'll give them the sound too, or we need to get another plug? Okay, let's get the sound up here first and then we'll be ready to go. Boy, can you go in your daddy's room and hook that VCR back up? He done messed with it. Pulled all the coax cables out and everything. Right, exactly. This is the new encryption device. You put something on beta, or put it on a beta. Putin couldn't crack that. It's like, where do we get the beta, Max? Hey, we laughing. For all y'all's under 25, we're going to be able to encryption anything by writing it in cursive. Like, this is hard to crack. We need lemon juice and a candle. I'm telling you. Not a floppy disk. Damn, brother. You couldn't do nothing with a floppy disk. Can't get hot, can't get cold, can't be in the sun, can't be near magnets. A safe storage device for your key information. Nah, I just write it, my little cursive. Just use that same signature I use on my Applebee's receipt. Okay, see, I done started something up here. These country people in the front over having a debate about Red Lobster versus Applebee's. I started that. I put Richmond in the front, and now we're talking about the cheddar biscuits. Okay, see, sir, we are above the Mason-Dixon line. Don't nobody know what Churches is up here. They like, what? They frying chicken in church? Listen, they got one Churches in Maryland, and I DoorDash the hell out that place. Because if you got a Churches in your neighborhood, it ain't safe. It's not a safe place to be. That's why they don't have seats in the restaurant. You're not supposed to stay there. You got to make a getaway. Yeah, because you're going to need a church for them bullets you're going to get hanging out in the parking lot waiting on your fries. You got to get in and get out. That's why I let the Grubhub dude take all the risk. I'll tip you, bro. Just bring me my stuff. See, this is why I got a food truck rally.
You got that laptop?
Where's the laptop? Who's got the laptop? You ready to come plug it in? You see, all the fat people gonna be at the con getting their cholesterol out of whack, and then I gotta. What's my insurance gonna do? What did we just talk about? You know, Obamacare is next on the chopping block, and first thing you want to do is clog my arteries. You trying to serve food you can squeeze and the juice come out. First of all, there's no juice. There's no juice in a burger, by the way. That's grease. Why all the round people argue with me about grease? Y'all, the skinny people over here looking at me like, what are they talking about? I use canola oil. This makes no sense. Nah, this is when I go down south where my family is, I get real bougie. This DC's fault, by the way. I get bougie. I'm one of them. They like, we going to Olive Garden? Like, not willingly. Is somebody on punishment? Like, who are you giving this food to? It shouldn't be such a thing as endless breadsticks. Like, that just, right, can't trust it. Why are they free? Hey, Chris, we over here talking all this smack about Red Lobster, but you know you'd be mad somebody come back and don't have no cheddar biscuits. Why is Bojangles not in your discussion, sir? So you got trauma attached to your biscuits. That's why you're not. I ain't never had a trauma biscuit, but it sounds delicious. Oh, okay. Jollibees is the only spicy chicken left. Jollibees. Oh yeah, you gonna find out. Who else got fried chicken that's spicy that's left? Don't say Popeyes. Who? Is that a friend of yours? Who's Hangry Joe's? Oh Lord, he about to take me to somebody's yard. Hold on. See, we're not gonna talk about that here, sir, because that's crack, and we don't talk about crack rock. Somebody talking about hip hop chicken. They sprinkle that crack on the. You be trying to figure out what is this? Is this methamphetamine? This is really delicious. Yeah, that's another place you should DoorDash. Don't go. It's a 50-50 shot. Right. All right, everybody done talked themselves up and hungry now. Yeah. Hey, Brandon, Karama ready to come up? All right, look, I want you guys to give a big round of applause to Miss Karama Horn, the blurred girl. In here doing it, she made it. At long last.
Oh my, look at this.
Look, I'm trying to keep up with this here. This our Oprah right here, sir.
HDMI?
Yes, right here. So, hi, thank you for dealing with, we've had quite a morning, and we really appreciate everybody being patient. It sounds like Hilton has too. Thank you, Hilton. We appreciate you.
Sound? Do you not need sound?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I was like, huh? And is there power
Are you
here?
seeing the video? Is it good on that screen, or do you want it on the side screens as well?
Everywhere we can get it, but mainly here.
Mainly here? Okay.
So we're just going to set this up real quick, and we'll get started. Don't you love it when you end up with a random plug and you don't know where it goes? I'll start plugging things in. I mean, oh, it's 1920 by 1080. How have you guys been? Anybody here last night came to our screening? Oh my goodness. Thank you. Did you enjoy it? Did you have a lot of fun? Yay! Tell everybody. Don't spoil it, but tell everybody. Yeah, we're really excited because IYANU, the animated series, is going to be coming to Cartoon Network and Max on April 5th. And actually, Cartoon Network, April 5th. My boss is over here. Max on the 6th. Perfect. And Showmax and ITVX this summer. Awesome. So, you know what? Let's just get started and bring my talented cast out here, and we'll keep this casual, okay? Does that work for everybody? I don't know why y'all are hanging out way in the back. I'm gonna make you move. She looks behind her. She's like, who, me? Y'all can come closer. We won't bite. So I'm going to ask my cast to join me on stage now. So if everybody can join us, and then we're going to keep it casual. We're going to have a whole introduction out here. Oh, you have Ekun. There we go. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Yes, everybody needs a mic. Sure, that's fine. We're friendly enough to share the 2 mics, right? We're okay? Everybody looks so good this morning. Doesn't this cast look good? I mean, I love the fact that it's an animated series, but they're gorgeous. Yes, that'd be fantastic. Where were you 2 hours ago? Thank you so much. So now that we are all formally ready to go here, welcome. Hi, I'm Karama, aka the Blerd Girl. Some of you know me as the Blerd Girl, but I'm also the integrated marketing and events lead over at Lineforge Entertainment. So welcome. We are here to talk about a little show that we're excited about called IYANU, and it's coming to Cartoon Network and Max, and this is the Meet the Cast of IYANU panel. So welcome and thank you. So I'm going to really quick just introduce the cast by name, and then they're going to each get into what they're going to be doing. So, of course, we have Royal Coupe, creator, executive producer, and showrunner, and creator of IYANU, IYANU Child of Wonder, the graphic novel, which is the source material. Next to him is the talented award-winning actress and voice of Shewa, Mama Shewa, Stella Damasis. Next to her, we have actor OK Jude, who's the voice of Biggie. For those of you who have seen clips online, this is part of Team Chosen. And then, of course, we have the award-winning actress and singer Adesua Etomi Wellington. That's the voice of Olori. And today, we were supposed to have our CEO, Dave Stewart. I think a couple of you would ask me about that. He's not going to be here today. But we were so excited to find out that Cary Grant, who is one of the writers on the show, happened to be in the DMV area. And I'm like, could you come do the panel? So she had no idea she was doing this. This is going to be a lot of fun. So what I want to do before I dive into everything is, in case you don't know, a lot of people, show of hands, how many of you had heard of IYANU before you got here today? Okay, perfect. And the rest of you just kind of heard about it as you walked in the door, you saw the flyers and the banners, right? Well, IYANU is actually one of several projects that Lineforge Entertainment is working on. So I want to make sure that you know a little bit about us. So, Lion Forge Entertainment was founded in 2019 by Dave Stewart II and is one of the few Black-owned animation and live-action studios of scale in North America. Now, not only did Lion Forge executive produce the Academy Award-winning short Hair Love, but the studio has partnerships with major networks and publishers, continuously expanding their slate of animated and live-action content to reinforce their commitment to authentic storytelling. Okay, so I got the business part out of the way. We good, boss? Okay, cool. Thank you. Now, everyone on this stage that is involved with this project is so talented in their own right. I just wanted you to see the characters that they're playing, because many of you who came to the screening last night saw, well, you saw them as well, but many of you who've seen the clips online might not know who's playing these characters. So,
Karma, I'd just like to add, I'm not playing IYANU, by the way. Just
Thank God.
he actually has the role of the quiver that she is holding on her back. That is Roy's job. Now, I did mention earlier that Mr. OK Jude is part of Team Chosen. He plays BE. Well, there's two other members of Team Chosen that really wanted to be here today, but they couldn't make it. But they sent along this little video. Please play the video. Aw. I can try and play
Fans
it.
and share the stage with
There
my
we go.
amazing castmates.
Hey, BlerDCon.
Can you roll it back, please?
Hey BlerDCon! My name is Sarah Johnson, the voice of IYANU, and I'm sending a huge hello to everyone. I'm so sorry that I can't be there in person. I would have absolutely loved to celebrate IYANU with you, meet the incredible fans, and share the stage with my amazing castmates.
Hey BlerDCon, I am Sam Kubi, the voice of Toye in the series IYANU. And I just wanted to take a moment to let you know how much I wish I could be there with you all to celebrate this amazing series.
But even though I can't be there in person, I'm thrilled that some of my amazing co-stars are. IYANU is such a special project, and we poured our hearts into bringing these characters to life. I'm sure they'll have exciting stories to share with you today.
Thanks to Royal Coupe and Lion Forge for bringing this amazing world to life.
A very special shout out to my castmates, Adesu Aitomi Wellington, Stella Damascus, OK Jude. I miss you all so much, and I wish I was sharing the stage with you today.
And to you for all your support.
We've got something just for you. As a BlerDCon exclusive, here's a sneak peek at IYANU, featuring some of the voices you hear on the panel today.
IYANU, tell me what happened.
Olori, when I got upset,
Yes, I had the thunder. It is nothing to be ashamed of.
it was different this time.
How? What made it different?
I heard voices.
What did you hear? Was it them? The divine ones? What did they say? Please. No time for your stubbornness. Tell me.
I don't know. I couldn't understand what they were saying. It was too much.
It is all right, my child. Can you tell me what caused you to be upset? What triggered your powers today?
The Inas, they were laughing at me.
IYANU, IYANU, IYANU. How many times did I call for you? Do you think I enjoy wasting my voice? The forest animals do not care for the chorus of your name.
I know.
What have I told you repeatedly?
Don't approach the inner walls of Ilu. Don't approach the other districts of Ilu. Never leave the forest.
And why?
Because it's dangerous.
Because it's dangerous.
As the chosen, you have a trinity of powers: unnatural, natural, and supernatural. First is the energy of the unnatural. With this power, the chosen is able to harness the chaos inside of lifeless or unnatural objects.
That's amazing.
Next is the energy of the natural. This ability gives the chosen the power to manipulate all of plant life.
all of plant life?
Yes, with practice, you can even accelerate the growth of seeds.
Incredible.
Finally, there is the energy of the supernatural, the most difficult to master of the Trinity. Gives the chosen the ability to create divine constructs. And when you're strong enough, cure the corrupt. These three powers, unnatural, natural, and supernatural, they build on each other. So to get to the source, you must master all three.
Okay.
So far, your powers have been activated in response to conflict, and your body overloads with energy. That is why you pass out.
Yes, that makes sense.
You must learn to activate your powers from a place of peace to control the chaos within.
Got it.
You know, rushing through this will only delay your training.
I'm sorry, Mama Shewa. I meant no disrespect. You live here?
Yes, I sleep on the statue.
Really?
No. These are remnants of the Age of Wonders. My elders passed many stories to me. The one that caught my interest was how our entire history was wiped away during the Divine Wars 500 years ago. Now, all that's left from the war are the big walls that keep Yoruba land separated. Secrets of our past further lost because our people cannot unite.
Like the secrets kept by Diagoni?
Yes. As they've vanished, so have the reminders of how great we used to be.
How do you know so much about our history?
Cleanse the corrupt. The creature knows not what it does.
That voice.
Cleanse.
What are you doing? Ah! You are the chosen!
It's good, right? Doesn't Sarah sound exactly like IYANU? Like she's not acting. She sounds, also, she's like this big and a bundle of energy. And I haven't met her in person yet. We've been like on a ton of Zooms. She's got more energy than this entire room put together. I mean, we had done like 8 takes and she was like, okay. She was, so you know what, I'm really briefly, because Carrie did not get a chance to talk on the panel real quick. It was your first time seeing most of those scenes, correct? How did that feel?
I mean, sometimes we write stuff and then kind of let it go. It's animation. Things take forever to make it to the air, but seeing it was incredible. Just seeing all the work we put into it, the stuff we talked about, seeing it on the page and seeing it come together on the screen. Man, I was so tired last night when I saw it, but it just energized me. I was awake watching it. I loved it.
Perfect. So what I want to do is, and I'm so happy you're here because you were part of the development of this, Carrie. We're going to go all the way back, and Roy, you're going to need a mic for this. You got a mic? Okay. We're going to go all the way back to the comics. And by the way, March 4th was this week. So the 4th comic is here. Actually, all 4 comics are here, and you can go to our booth and buy them. And I've been hearing they've been selling really quickly, but also after this panel, you're gonna be able to go downstairs and Roy will sign some for you there. So we're right next to the Blerd booth on the Independence level. But let's go back to the comics, and if you could briefly, to describe this, what is IYANU and what are her powers, and what is it generally about, starting from the comics?
Wow, you want me to do that briefly?
Yeah, you can do it like a sentence. You can do it.
So IYANU is, for those that don't know, it's a action adventure fantasy story that takes place in what we call Yoruba land. Yoruba land is actually a place that exists in Nigeria today, and the story follows IYANU, who loses all recollection of who she is, and then realizes that she has powers that rival the gods of her land. And it's only these powers that can save Yoruba land from what we call the corrupts, which are essentially animals that have gone berserk and have only one goal, which is to destroy all of humanity. I think where it gets interesting for our show is that with IYANU's powers, she isn't necessarily lauded or praised. She's ostracized and she's exiled. And for me, one of the most important things I wanted to do with this story is show the power of empathy. And I believe what, at least for me, what I feel like a true hero should do isn't just save or look out for people that like them or are like them, but for everyone, even people that disagree with them, even people that don't necessarily like them. And this is what you see with IYANU. Empathy is a very, very important core theme in our show. And I think it's something that the world as it stands now can use a lot of. So for me, that was very big in creating IYANU.
I'm going to clap for the empathy part because we do need that. So I'm just scrolling through some of the comic book pictures. I'm going to start with you, Stella. Can you please tell us, did you read the comics before or after you got the role? And what did you think?
I actually read the comics before. I had no idea that I was going to be a part of this.
What?
Yes, I got the comic book because, first of all, I had done something with Roya in the past, but not anything like this. And then I love Adeswa so much, I realized she did something else for Unique Studios. So in looking at Malaika, I saw IYANU, Child of Wonders. I'm like, what's this about? So I just went on Amazon, ordered the books. I think I have all 3 volumes right now. I had read like the 2 volumes. And then I got an email saying, oh, would like you to be a part of this. I'm like, is this a scam? What's going on? And I had to send in my voice. And they said they were already done with the auditions, but, you know, they were willing to receive mine. And I sent in mine, and they're like, you got the part. I'm like, it is not a scam.
I mean, you heard her as Mama Shewa, right? Like, and also just briefly.
Hold on. There was no audition for you, by the way. It was just a straight, we want you to play Shewa. I just want to put that out there.
And also, just really quickly, for those Unique Studios fans in the audience, and those of you who are familiar with Malaika, the Malaika comic and the Malaika animated series, Ms. Adesua did the voice for Malaika as well, so, which is amazing. So, Wanda. Okay, what did you think when you saw the comics?
Wow. So, from outside of the world, Nigeria, I think we've suffered from a lot of bad publicity, you know. So seeing something like this, which helps tell a story about our culture that people don't know about, and being on the world stage was just laudable, you know, and being a part of it at all is legendary, something that I would give anything for, yeah. So, yeah, that's my thought.
And Adesua, did you? I mean, he probably sent you all the comics, but
Actually, he didn't.
Ooh.
Judging you.
Okay, so we have some downstairs, and we will give them to you.
Please.
Oh my God.
I did not see the IYANU comics before I decided to come on board, but I'm such a huge fan of Roy. And the fact that I got to work with him on Malaika, and that was very exciting for me. Funny enough, I never thought I'd do animation, which is very interesting.
And now you've done 2.
And now I've done 2. Many more. I'm available for work if you're looking for me, you know. So just having the opportunity to be part of something that's so special and something that's ours is very, very important to me, and I'm just grateful to be a part of this.
And we are too. Carrie, what did you think when? Now I don't remember. I know I've asked you this before. Did you read the comics before they like started building out the writers' room, or was it like this is my homework?
It was homework.
Okay.
Yes, but Great homework. No, I hadn't read the comics before. I met Roy through a mutual colleague, and read the comics, read his graphic novel then, and I was just blown away at, first of all, it's stunning. The artwork is beautiful, but the story is just a story that I felt really connected to. This teenage girl coming into her own classic hero's journey that she goes on, and the themes, the themes of this like little person who feels like an outsider, who's been an outsider, who has to, step up at a moment's notice to go on the most important journey of her life, and kind of come into her own powers, realize her powers, come into her own. She doesn't come to it easily. It's just a great story, and I loved it, and I really literally got chills reading it, so I knew I wanted to be a part of it.
And you did such an amazing job. Like, Harry wrote some of the most amazing scenes, and thank you. So we've met now, Team Chosen, and the only person we didn't talk about real quick was Ekun, who you were holding, and I am going to take that from him. You will see me run. You saw me run out of the room earlier? That's gonna be me with Ekun, like the Heisman. Tell us about Ekun real quick. You need to promise those books, man.
I'll rectify my error.
Please do.
By the way, the only person going home with this is Amy, so she's not gonna let anybody get away from me. So I'm just renting it for now.
You want me to hold that for while you're talking?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So Ekun is IYANU's spiritual guide. He's a massive, as you can see, giant leopard who has glowing spots. But the funny thing, what I wanted to do with Ekun is sort of like a character that doesn't speak, but from his actions, mannerisms, you can tell every single thing that he's feeling. And I think sometimes that's more powerful than people that can actually, or characters that can actually talk. He's so instrumental, I'm trying not to give any spoilers away, and very, very pivotal to IYANU's growth and arc. That for me, I think when people get a chance to, even just reading the graphic novels or eventually watching the TV series, this is going to become one of everybody's favorite character.
No, it is absolutely, and we are going. That is a prototype plush. That's why Amy, who is our franchise lead, has to go home with it because we need to make more. But the goal, if you all were looking at any of our socials this week, I was over at Toy Fair, and there's another version where if you hug him, he lights up. Yeah. So awesome. Yeah. Isn't that adorable? So let's talk about voice acting for a minute and how do you cast, real quick, you're each from a different country right now. So are you currently living here or in Nigeria?
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta, okay. And when you were recording, you were in Atlanta as well? Or?
So I recorded part of it in Atlanta, and when I traveled to Nigeria, I had to record there as well with a different time zone.
And you had the same issue, right? You were in England as well as?
In England, I recorded in England, in Nigeria, in Boston. Even in England, I recorded in like about 3 studios, so I was just all over the place. But it was a great experience.
And you had the same experience, right?
Yeah, I recorded most of it in Lagos and some of it in DC as well.
Now, I know the entire cast is African and mostly West African, which is amazing. How did you cast people all over the world? And how do you, you did not audition, we know. But how everybody else that auditioned?
I think we have to, I'll be remiss if I didn't mention our casting and voicing director, Paula Gama-Wilson, who is one of the most amazing people and smartest people you actually ever meet, and one of the most hardworking as well. I think Paula she had like 900 auditions that she had to listen to one by one. And then obviously she went through that process, and she then had like, I think a top 200 that she sent to me. And then she told me, just pick what you like, I'll pick what I like, and then we can compare notes. But the funny thing is that, and I was telling OK this, is that when we heard Sam, OK, and Sarah, it was a wrap. Like, it was
I
like,
can't
these
get
are...
over Sam
these
either.
are-
Sam
yeah,
is another
exactly.
one who's grown that sounds like he's 7. I don't understand how he does that.
Yeah, but it was a very difficult process because a lot of people don't understand is that there's a lot of talent on the continent, and I can speak specifically for Nigeria. There are so many talented people out there, not just even in voice acting, like so many things, video games, animation, obviously movies, music, I mean, Afrobeats, like there's nothing that we can say about that that anybody hasn't said. But for me, part of the joy is getting to, in my own way, continue to show just how talented Africans on the continent are. And I hope with something like this, they can finally start to get some more respect that is due to them.
Absolutely. So let's start talking about each of these characters. Let's talk about Olori. So I asked you a little bit of this last night, but I would like you to expand on it. And actually, I would like, Roy, each of you are going to answer this.
She's still fighting with me. So
yeah, I know. But that's why
well,
we have
you
you.
said something really nice, so you're forgiven.
Yeah, well, that's why they're they're on opposite ends because. So I'm going to ask Roy, what if you had to describe Olori briefly to someone who never heard of her? How would you describe the character? And then, what did you bring to the character he's describing?
I mean, I'll go first, and I'm going to steal your answer this way. She's a Nigerian mom. That's, to me, if you ever met a Nigerian or African mother, that is what Olori exemplifies, like love, but still willing to give structure, willing to give grace, but not letting you just run around, run your mouth and say whatever you want to say. But at the same time, the correction comes with love. It doesn't necessarily come with bitterness or any kind of animosity. It's from a place of, I want you to become the best that you can, and I'm going to be here with you every single step of the way.
Okay, so I know
he stole my answer.
I see that.
We're gonna fight. On a more serious note, my mom was who I channeled when I was playing Olori. My mom is incredible, strongest person I know. And obviously, talking about mothers and African mothers especially, they give you equal parts love and discipline. And that's what Olori does for IYANU. She teaches her balance, and she's like a balance between someone who is there to baby her and love her when she needs it, but she's also there to tell her, hey, it's time to work. And because she understands the responsibility that IYANU has, she is very, she's very, very focused on getting her to her destination, knowing just how much IYANU has to do, and that's her focus. So more often than not, you'll see her being like disciplinary, and then you have moments where she's teasing her and saying, "Are you not a forest girl?" So yeah, she gives IYANU a lot of balance in her life, and to be fair, she's all IYANU knows and all IYANU has, and vice versa. So it's nice to see that relationship between both of them as well.
Yes, and it's healthy, but it's strong.
It's healthy,
and,
very healthy relationship. And I think it's really important to see healthy relationships as well, especially in the Black community and stuff like that. So it's very, very important. And the relationship between like a mentor and a mentee, or a mother and her child. And I think that's what the relationship between IYANU and Olori exemplifies.
No, absolutely. And I'm assuming you're also a capoeira and Ngolo master. Then.
I have been fighting all my life. I just try to keep that part on the inside so people are not like, whoa, she's too much. But capoeira, obviously, from Angola, and that's one of her fight techniques and fighting styles.
Yes.
So I'm really excited for everyone to see it when the time comes.
Absolutely, thank you. The next one is I'm going to pair up Carrie and Stella. So, Carrie, how would you describe Mama Shewa? And then, if you could respond with what you feel you brought to the character that's similar.
I would describe her as, she's definitely a matriarchal figure who you can see in some of the scenes how well respected she is by the people in her community. So she's very committed to training IYANU. She becomes kind of one of her most important mentors throughout the journey. She's regal, she's intelligent, she knows the history of the place that she can teach IYANU. She is no nonsense. She means business.
I don't think any of the women in this show
play around. They don't suffer fools.
No.
So, yeah, she's very no nonsense. She's like about her business, but like Adesua was saying, there's like, and Roy was saying, there's an element of love that comes with the toughness, and it just manifests in her in its own unique way. She's not to be messed with. But also you can tell she loves not just IYANU and BE, but her people. So she helps to deepen the story in that way.
Absolutely. Now, Stella, I want to hear your perspective and how you think Mama Shewa is another type of maternal figure, because it sounds like IYANU's got two moms in the show.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say after everything you just said. But first of all, I am happy at the fact that we're beginning to see in our history that from time women have been strong. Women have been leaders, because for a long time we were portrayed as weak, housewife, we're always the victim. But you can tell that with things like this, we were always strong leaders. And my mother and sisters, they were Mama Shewa to me my whole life. My mother would teach you and talk to you in a sweet way, but my sisters would go, I'm not your mother, you better do this. So you had to grow up with a balance, and if you have an auntie who would see you and say, why are you still single at this age? You are still fat, you have not lost weight in public. So you had to live a balanced life.
This is trauma.
Yes. But you had to realize that, nobody's gonna hand anything to you. You better, get your thing going. And for me, as an actor, this is my first voice acting.
What?
But yeah. And I just crossed it off my bucket list. But as an actor,
no, we'd like you to stay here a minute, please. We would like you to stay in this bucket because you did such a great job.
So I had to strike the balance, especially with the voice. I had to strike the balance between teaching you with love, but at the same time, don't mess with me. At the same time, I know what's happened. You don't know as much as I do, so you better listen. And the dynamics of Shewa being loved by all, you can tell that she will stand for her people. She will take care of her people and support them. That's why everywhere she goes, like, people love her and all of that. So I think there's that thing in every black woman. I will love you to death, but I will whoop your butt if you try. So, yeah.
Can I also just say that I love how she's built? I can name 10 African aunties now that look exactly like this. And the Iro and Buba as well, and the beads, and the hair, the texture of the hair. Like we're saying, little details like the palm of their hands, the skin tone. It's so beautiful.
I think just to add to that, it was important for not just myself, but everybody on the production team that you show that black people are diverse. It's not just one kind of black person. So in the show, you see people, you see people with different shades of black. You see people with different hairstyles, and guys too. So you're not just going to get the Killmonger dread like.
Listen,
so.
I am so tired of the Killmonger.
You're going to see different hairstyles for men and women.
I think the Killmonger even made it into Warframe. Like, I don't understand.
But that was very, very important to every single person that worked on the show.
So last but not least, we're going to do the same thing with BE. So BE is actually very deep, and we're not going to spoil his character, but I do want you to tell us a little bit about the importance of him. And he's not just, I feel like he's not just playing the big brother role to IYANU. Am I wrong?
I mean, the best way I can describe B is, my brother-in-law, Dakpo, he's very, very annoying, extremely annoying, but...
Listen, I have twin brothers, and trust me, they will gang up on you.
But at the same time, he's the first person that will step in front of a bus to save your life. And he's the first person that no matter where he is in the world, if you pick up the phone and say, I need your help, there is no hesitation. That is exactly what B is for IYANU. He's a friend, he's a confidant, And he's also there to tell her the truth as well. Because I think that's very, very important. And also for us, again, it was important to show the dynamics of relationships amongst kids in a way where, you know, you can see clearly that they respect each other, but they're not afraid to have conflict with one another and actually sort it out themselves without either running to an adult or running away from each other. It's like they always, that's the one thing that was very important for us in the writer's room, is that we wanted to show these kids were able to resolve conflicts on their own and build character and love for each other as the show progresses.
Now, yeah, no, I completely agree. And I also like the fact that, and Carrie, you have said this before, that we see IYANU cry. We see her have emotions. She's not just like, I'm tough, I'm going to beat everything up. There's an arc there, which is amazing. But we were talking about BE. So how do you relate to BE? As okay.
All right, so I would say playing B was quite challenging because I'm 40, and
no, you're not.
I am.
What?
Yeah. So I had to dial back and get into the mind of a teenager, you know, which wasn't the easiest thing to do. But then I have a daughter, you know, so. And for those who are fathers here, you know how you try to make your daughter laugh when she's crying, you know, and it could be very annoying, but at the same time, sweet, you know. Yeah. So I just tried to draw from those experiences, you know, and of course, I worked with the best, Roy, Paula, so just getting the direction they wanted the character to go in. All I just had to do was draw from experiences I had and, yeah, try and make it work.
You did an amazing job.
Yeah, thank you.
So we are going to take questions in about 5 minutes to start thinking about your questions. But before that, I'm going to scroll through some amazing images from the show, and I'm just going to ask everybody up here a couple questions. So first question, why do you think a show like IYANU is important? And we'll start with you, Carrie.
I'm so sorry. All good. It's important for so many reasons. I feel just of course, the representation, right? Like, still your answer? It matters.
We're all gonna fight with her today because we keep stealing things from her.
But just, I think that's been answered a couple times too, and just the diversity within the culture that's represented, just in terms of, like, the show travels to multiple places, right? So we get to see just the cultures that exist, the different cultures that exist in those different places. It's fictional, but I think it's a great representation of, like, okay, I think a lot of times when we think about Africa, it's from a zoomed out perspective. It seems really far away, and there's so many countries and so many languages, but this kind of gives you a zoomed in perspective, which I think is amazing. I also think seeing this little girl on her hero's journey is hugely important. And like I said, she's multifaceted. She cries, she's fierce, she is a rough and tumble girl, but she's also girly in a lot of respects. I think a lot of people get a lot out of, we'll even learn some stuff about the culture, even though it's a fictional property, but Royal can speak more to this. It takes a lot from just a whole lot. Like, it's based in, rooted in so much of African history that a lot of us don't know. But I think mainly the story of this girl who is just a person on her journey. It's very specific to Nigerian culture, but also so universal. And to show that, you know, a lot of times we get this story about how specific stories about, like, Africans or blacks or whatever the culture is not going to be universal. And I think for that reason, this is extremely important to see.
Very good answer. I think you took everybody's answer, but okay.
So basically what Carrie said. No, like Carrie said, representation matters. But I think also for me, I grew up on some of the most amazing cartoons, and that were narrative and took you on journeys and taught you so much, that as a mother of two, I want that for my kids. And this also hits home a bit more for me because it's ours and it's African and it's Nigerian and it has like so much about our culture and stuff. And as someone that has a 4-year-old and a 4-month-old, I'm so excited for the journey that IYANU is going to take kids on. They're going to learn so much. They're going to be dependent. They'll learn about love and kindness and things that are pertinent to just human existence that I don't believe is at the forefront of some of the things that they're watching nowadays. So IYANU is very timely. And I'm excited that it's here, and I'm excited that it's ours, and I'm excited that kids all over the world, not just in Africa, get to watch something so unique and so beautiful and something that expands their minds and horizons as well. So you learn about a completely different culture, and I think it's very, very special. I got an answer, guys.
Yes, you're next.
What am I going to say?
I know. It's just, I can't wait to hear what Roy says because he's in the end.
So I think for me, I'm so proud of my Nigerian heritage because we have such a rich and diverse culture. People don't even know that as early as the 800 AD, we already had the walls of Benin Kingdom, you know.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that IYANU is so rich in culture. And as she said, it's timely. You're going to watch and learn. You're going to see lovely costumes that have meaning. You know, it's going to take you on such a great journey that, yeah, I think kids are going to love. Yep. Yeah. I tried, right?
You did. You did. Stella, why do you think?
Lord help me.
I know. Why do you think this show is important?
IYANU is, for me, the most important thing right now, and here's why. You know, growing up as a kid, we had cartoons like Fagu Rock and Super Ted, Roadrunner, all of that. So you see all of these things, and I'm a mother. Right now, my daughter is 25, and my second is 22.
I need to be drinking whatever they're drinking.
They grew up on Disney Channel, Cartoon Networks, and all of that. But I could tell you that the figures that we buy, the figurine, the toys that we buy, they look different from us. And so I think back to the days of the Oscars or the award ceremonies where you have people from Mexico or China saying, oh, finally we get to see a representation so that that little child watching me in my hometown can see that it is possible. This is what IYANU has done for every African child out there who is dreaming of creating worlds like this to represent our people. This is what IYANU stands for, that I can tell my nieces and my nephews and the little African child, Niger child who's in Lagos thinking, I know how to animate, I know how to do this. Is it possible in this life to really be global? And I would say to you, go and see IYANU. It's been done.
Come on, man.
Yeah, what are you going to say to follow that? I don't know if we can take any questions.
I'll hurry because I know we're short on time. Why is it important? Because I've been working on it for 5 years, and please, I need your support. But on a more serious note, I think what everybody has said is apropos. Couple things I'd like to add. First of all, this show is very, very specific to Nigerian and Yoruba culture. But I want to make it very clear, IYANU is for everybody. It's for every single person, no matter where you're from. It's a kids and family show. So definitely when it comes out, you should watch it with your kids. Also the love that was put into this by the entire team. And I'm talking people that are in production, the animators, obviously the voice actors, you know, the people that worked on the storyboards, the art directors. Like, there's so many people that are not Nigerian or African who have taken the time to actually learn about the culture. People that are working even in merchandising now who are taking the time to understand the culture. There's a lot of love that has been put into this by so many people that aren't Nigerian that I think it's a massive achievement in of itself that this was created And I'll end with a story. When I was, speaking of Malaika, when I was producing the graphic novels, one person that was part of my Kickstarter, he called me, no, he texted me and he said, I want to tell you a story. He said, my daughter, I've been trying to get her to read comics. And he took her to the comic book shop and he showed her Wonder Woman, all the different stuff he grew up with. And she was like, I'm not interested in any of this. So he got frustrated and was like, whatever, just get her. I'm just going to go and get my own books. And then 5 minutes later, she comes running, Daddy, 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 I want this one. And then he picked up my book and it was like, I mean, where do you know this from? Like, why do you want this? And she said, because she looks like me. There are going to be so many people around the world that watch IYANU and are going to say the same thing. And to me, that's worth everything.
So their answers were so perfect. We're not going to be able to take any questions here, but we will be able to take questions at our booth, where Roy will be signing copies of the IYANU Child of Wonder, the source material. And please, please tell everybody about this show. It drops on April 5th, and you know how it is. It's like, I know there's a lot of talk out there like, oh, everything I like gets canceled. It won't if you keep talking about it. So we need you to we want you to definitely boost the premiere. All 3 episodes are dropping on Cartoon Network on April 5th. But then I need you to also talk about like episode 5. You know what I mean? Episode 7. We need everybody to keep talking about the show so we get a 2nd season and a 4th season and a 5th season, and we can bring what, all 300 people in the cast to play.
By that time, yeah.
So thank you all so much for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. And we have so many, Line Forge is a sponsor this weekend, and thank you so much, Hilton, for being so gracious and so helpful in letting us in your house. But we have not just the book signing, we also have stuff happening in Kids Zone, and we have a tabletop game coming out, and at 4 o'clock today, Resurrection Games is gonna be doing a little demo of that. So yeah, like Magic the Gathering, but Magic like Yerbaland. But yeah, it's really, really fun. And if it's actually not just a little kids game, it's really like YA and up. So everybody in here can really enjoy it. I want to see if somebody can beat me. So come down to the booth at 4 o'clock, okay? Thank you all so much. Thank you to my amazing, amazing panelists. And Carrie, thank you so much for hopping on the panel last minute. We love you. And everyone enjoy BlerDCon. Get all my stuff unplugged. Hi. Thank you. Thank you so much.